You want to gain more muscle mass by eating more. However, you're struggling with eating enough food because you feel full. And even when you do feel full, you try to force yourself to eat more, which in turn makes you feel sick. And this is not something we want. I know how to fix this. I know how to make it easier for you to eat enough food so that then you can finally achieve the weight that you desire. This is going to sound a bit strange, but the reason why you always feel full and not able to eat more is because you drink water while you're eating and after you ate. Let's look at it scientifically and by using logic. You're putting water into your stomach, which takes space, leaving less room for food. However, your stomach has the ability to drain water in a couple of minutes, which then will leave the room to more food. But even with that, there's a second problem. Your stomach produces acid to digest the food that you just ate. When you're drinking water, you're diluting that acid, making it less acidic, therefore less efficient at digesting the food. But then some people will tell me that the stomach will simply produce more acid to counteract the effect of water. And they're right, it will, but why would you make it work harder? Your stomach is spending a lot of energy trying to digest the food. Why would you make it work harder and spend that energy to produce more acid where you can just not drink water and therefore he's not going to need to produce that much acid? It's pretty simple. Now, the other problem that happens is that the more you put water, the more it produces acid, it creates more gases. You become more bloated, which is something you don't want. The third reason comes back to what I learned in sciences. They would always tell us to never pour water on acid. You can pour acid on water, but never water on acid. Why? Because it creates an exothermic reaction, which means that it releases a lot of heat. It starts to boil, it starts to splash around, and you can get some into your eyes and become blind. And this happens the same with your stomach. You're pouring water on acid that is inside of your stomach. Guess what happens? The same reaction. It starts to boil, it starts to create those gases which make you bloated. And on top of that, it starts to splash around. And in the end, what you get is acid reflux. The reason why you get acid into your throat is because of this. You're drinking liquids and you're pouring them on the acid that is already in your stomach. And that's the result of it. And how can you expect to eat more if you have acid coming through your throat? Like, this is disgusting. And you know, when I was talking about water, I meant all liquids. Water is just the most common thing, but I meant all liquids. Tea, coffee, juices, sodas, alcohol. Well, those things you shouldn't be drinking anyway, but all liquids. And if you have to drink something while you're eating or after you eat, then at least drink something warm, not cold. So what would be my recommendations in terms of timing? If you want to drink any liquid, you do it before you start to eat. Once you start to eat, you don't drink anything. And then, after you ate, you don't drink either. You wait at least an hour. Some people say an hour, some people say 2 hours. I personally prefer waiting 3 to 4 hours after eating to drink something. But this is me personally. You can try it and see what works best for you. To be honest, just try it out. It's not hard. You just don't drink any liquids while you're eating and after you ate. You're not gonna die. Try it out and see what happens. And for those who poop 20 times a day, you will notice something interesting. That the reason why you go to the bathroom so often is probably because you are drinking liquids while you're eating or right after you ate. That's the reason why you have to go to the bathroom right after you ate. It's because you keep drinking liquids. Stop doing that and you will not go to the bathroom. Try it for yourself. You're not gonna die. Trust me. And if you're still skeptical of what I'm saying, well, first just try it out for yourself. You're not gonna lose anything. And if you don't believe me because you saw some research saying that drinking liquids while you're eating helps digestion, well, ask yourself this. Imagine you're a company and you sell drinks and food. Don't you think that you will make more money if more people would buy more drinks, right? And what if those companies perhaps would have some incentive to fund those researches that says that, oh, drinking liquids while eating will help your digestion. Just saying, right? I'm not going to go further than this. You get my point. Just be careful. If you see some research, ask yourself who's funding it, because you might be surprised. The big takeaway from all of this is if you're trying to gain more muscle mass by eating more, you have to take care of your digestive system. And drinking liquids while you're eating or right after you ate is not going to help it. It's going to make it worse. And because of that, you will feel full. You're not going to be able to eat as much, and therefore, you're not going to achieve your goals.